We're also counting down to the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's big visit to the United States of America. American President Joe Biden's National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan is in New Delhi. Jake Sullivan's trip comes just ahead of the Indian Prime Minister's state visit to Washington. Now, earlier today, Jake Sullivan held talks with his Indian counterpart, Ajit Doval. Yesterday, Jake Sullivan called on the Indian Prime Minister, and the Indian Prime Minister expressed satisfaction by the growing and the deepening comprehensive global strategic partnership between India and the United States. The US envoy to India, Eric Garcetti, described the Indian NSA, Ajit Doval, as not only a national treasure but also an international treasure.
And Ajit Doval, a village boy from Uttarakhand who now has not become only a national treasure but an international treasure, who has had the same vision to come together and say, what can we do to change the course of this century, to quote National Security Advisor Sullivan, to take us forward. We're not just here to do small things. We're here to do big things, do things that change the course of history, and for the United States and India to just maybe be the co-authors of this next phase that the world faces, its challenges, but also its opportunities.
Now, ahead of the Indian Prime Minister's Washington visit, the Biden administration is pushing New Delhi to advance a deal for dozens of armed drones. Now, India has long expressed its interest in buying large armed drones from the United States. However, certain hurdles have in fact hampered a hoped-for deal for the Sea Guardian drones. The US negotiators are counting on Narendra Modi's White House visit on the 22nd of June to break the long jam. The Quad grouping of nations, which includes the United States, India, Australia and Japan, all operate or have operated the MQ-9B Sea Guardian drones. Currently, India is leasing the MQ-9B drone as part of the intelligence gathering operations. Quoting sources, news agency Reuters has said that the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the American President Joe Biden are expected to discuss the co-production of ammunition and vehicles like armored personnel carriers. The US President has made deepening ties with India a cornerstone of his policy to counter China's growing influence. Biden has placed special attention this year on collaboration between the world's two largest democracies on advanced military technologies.
इंडो-पैसिफिक क्षेत्र के लिए एक कंस्ट्रक्टिव एजेंडा लेकर चल रहा है.
And our principal diplomatic correspondent Siddhant Sival, who's been tracking the story very closely for has sent us this report. Listen in.
The Indian and the US NSA today held talks in Delhi, and the focus was from defense co-production to the issues related to critical technologies. We know that the big focus from both sides is to remove barriers when it comes to critical technology cooperation on that issue, but also focus was on the upcoming visit of the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in which a key focus has been and expected to be announcements on defense deals, whether it's Predator drone deal or whether it is the manufacturing of jet engines. Also, one focus that has been part of ongoing discussion is the Chinese aggressiveness in the region. That is something that both India and the United States are aware of. With video journalist Chandrasekhar, Siddhant Sival for WION in New Delhi.